Hey horror fans, once again it is me, the Horror Mizamani G. It's time to review the latest Netflix TV series from Mike Flanagan. It is Midnight Mass. Yes. Now, Midnight Mass is a 2021 American supernatural horror streaming television series. It was directed and created by Mike Flanagan. Now, it stars Kate Siegel, Zach Gilford, Hamish Linklater, and Annabeth Gish. Now, in this setting, an isolated island community experiences miraculous events and frightening omens after the arrival of a charismatic, mysterious young priest. Ooh. Now, film director Mike Flanagan has made a name for himself in the horror genre. Since his 2011 film Inceptia, he has written and directed several successful horror films. From Hush, Ouija, Origin of Evil to Doctor Sleep, Flanagan knows how to make good quality horror films. Now, one of the reasons I believe Flanagan horror films are so good because he relies more on character development than jump scares and incorporates certain themes into his movies. That's what makes his style process so different. Yes, there still have horror elements in there and we still see some jump scares, but he really doesn't rely on that. Take Doctor Sleep, for example. It was a great example of how he was able to coordinate Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining and then keep some of the main aspects of Stephen King's novel and created a very good version of Doctor Sleep. Such is the case in his latest series airing on Netflix called Midnight Mass. Now, taking place on a small isolated island called Crockett Island, we're introduced to the main character, Riley Flynn. Now, Riley is heading back to Crockett Island, his hometown, after being released from prison after serving a 4-year sentence where he killed a young woman while driving intoxicated. Now, he's reuniting with his family, his devout religious mother, Annie, his father, Ed, who's a fisherman, and he's disappointed with him, and his brother, Warren, who serves as an acolyte at St. Patrick, which is the local church on Crockett Island. He also encounters his childhood sweetheart, Erin Gray, played by Mike Flanagan's wife, Katie Siegel, who also returns to Crockett Island after leaving an abusive marriage, and she is pregnant. Now, we learn that the island isn't having its share of problems and is still trying to recover economically from an oil spill that has hurt the fishing industry, and that the priest of their church, Monsieur Pruitt, has gone missing. Oh no, what more can this town go through? In comes Father Paul Hill, who comes in to replace the missing Pruitt, and it isn't before long that weird stuff happens on the island. Certain miracles start to happen after the arrival of Father Hill, and it causes a religious fever to take place. So, are the miracles real, or is there something dark and mysterious at play? That's the story that Flanagan tells the audience in this 7-episode miniseries. Now, this is a different setup that Flanagan is using here, unlike the haunted house settings that he did with The Haunting of Hill House and Bly House. However, Crockett Island is still a dark and dull setting. I mean, there is no joy, no real light, and no one seems to be happy. It's dull, it's dingy, it's dirty. It seems like a very eerie setting, and it's a perfect setting because of how bad things are, and it reflects on everybody in the island and all the settings. People are disappointed, they're upset, they don't want to be there. It's like, God, I can't wait to get away from Crockett Island. It seems that the only thing left for the people who live on this island is their faith, and Flanagan uses it as the focus of the story here. Now, while we see religion as the focus in other horror films, Flanagan uses differently, as the show is more about faith and religion and how it can be twisted, while at the same time he adds art elements into this show. Now, unlike other horror films that use religion, like say either The Exorcist or even The Omen, or even other TV shows, here Flanagan is deciding to take religion as the main focus of the story, and how people's zealousness, how they use their faith, and how they try to twist it to try to convert others or ignore some of the darkness that we see in this film, just because they're more focused on trying to make things better by using religion as an excuse. I mean, once the first miracle takes place at the end of the 2nd episode, a religious fever takes place on the island, much to the delight of Bev Keane, the zealous and overbearing member of the church. I think out of all the characters, I believe she's the best one, the best focal point of what the story that Flanagan tells in this story here. Because as the miracles continues, Beth uses It uses that as a way to push religion into public schools. And this causes a rift between Sheriff Omar Hanson and his son Ali, who are Muslims. Yeah, I believe in either the fourth or the fifth episode, we see that kind of contrast take place as Ali, who is Muslims, all now wants to start believing that, hey, look, he has a Bible here in his hands, and it causes a rift. Not that Sheriff Omar wants his son to understand different religions, but he did grow up Muslim, and so they're more into that faith than they are as Christianity. Flanagan does a good job in this show, mixing religion and horror, and but there are times when the pacing slows down because we get long soliloquies from the characters, and I do mean long. Whether it's Riley talking about his lost faith with Father Hill, whether it's Aaron talking about the afterlife of Riley, or the sheriff talking with his son about why God didn't provide a miracle for his wife who died of cancer. We get these long, real played out long soliloquies by, I would say, throughout the run of the series. And not that I didn't have a problem with it, but I just felt there could have been another way he could have told this story. My guess is supposed to build character development and make the audience care about them, but I felt these long expositions were a bit overdrawn. Now, Flanagan doesn't waste time regarding the source of the miracles, as we've seen in episode 3, about the truth about them and Father Hill's secret, because he does have a secret, and I would say the entire episode, the third episode, we all understand what's going on here. Now, it's that mix of what drives the story, as we've seen how it drives Father Hill's motivations along with Bev's, but their reasons are quite different. Father Hill has a different reason why he's going this route, but Bev's is more of the zealousness of, we get the zealous side of religion, while Father is more about faith. And we can see how their contrast is. First, they seem to be on the same page, but then as the series continues, we see how their paths start to divert. Now, there's nothing really scary or frightening in the story, and by the time we get to the final 2 episodes, I'm sure people get certain vibes from a certain Stephen King miniseries and another horror movie with a similar setting based upon the premise, which I won't reveal because I feel it's be giving away too much of the plot and the source of the miracles here. I'm pretty sure people who have seen Midnight Mass know what I'm talking about. Now, the acting is fine here as Kate Siegel. She's good as Aaron Green, and I like the chemistry she has with Zach Gilford. Now, he plays Riley as a man who's guilty about the role he played in the young girl's death, and he's looking to do the right thing, as we get to see certain scenes where he can't sleep because the first thing he sees is the dead girl's face. He's always staring at them, and there are some other nice visuals that he has where he's in the middle of a rowboat and he doesn't know where he needs to go or what path he needs to follow. And again, because he was, as we learned throughout this series, he was a man that had faith, and unfortunately because of the circumstances that he got himself involved when he left the island, he's lost it. He doesn't know which path he should take. Now, I love Samantha Slowing as Bev King, as we get to see how lost she becomes in her faith and with Father Hill, and she'll do anything to protect it. Even after learning his secret, I think out of all the characters, he's the best one in the show. Now again, this really isn't a horror show. It's more about religion, people's faith, and how it can control them, even if it leads them down to a dark path to the point they can never come back. Yeah, so if you're expecting any type of gore, blood, you're not going to get this one. And I'm sure this is not going to be for everyone. But I did enjoy what Flanagan was trying to do here. And despite the long speeches and some of the blood and gore, I still found this to be a very effective horror show. Now, I won't say it's better than Bly House or Hill House. I can't say that. It's good. I enjoyed it. I like what Flanagan did. It's just that I just wish those speeches were a little bit toned down. I can get the exposition in the third episode because we have to understand what's happening here. So I really didn't have a problem with that. But again, there's too many long speeches and it kind of slowed down the pace. And I expected a little bit better tension in the series. I still enjoyed it. And maybe you guys might like it too. I don't know. But if I were to give this any series type of ranking, I'd give it maybe 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. That's how much I'm going to give it, because like I said, it's still good. This wasn't great. This isn't Bly House or Hill House, but it's still good. So there you have it. That's my video and review of Midnight Mass. What you guys think about it? If you liked it, please leave a comment in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Midnight Mass. Also, please like and share this video because it does help out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G. And always remember that horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.